Okay guys, Caterpillar RD6 pony motor removal. We're going to get this whole piece off right here. Let's not waste any time. Step number one is drain all the fluids. You can see I've got the plug cracked on the radiator right now. Single square-headed plug down here in the middle. Have lots of buckets on hand because once you pull that out, it's all or nothing. Next I'll drain the engine oil out of the pony motor. That's pretty easy. We got two square-headed plugs down here. One in this spot and one right here. I've got them both out. Just letting that drain into the pan. While that drains, I'm going to start unbolting the hood so I can get that out of the way as well. Now that the hood's off, I want to get the manifold and carburetor off the pony motor, so I'll start by removing the air cleaner, followed by disconnecting the governor rod and disconnecting the fuel line as well. Now just to finish, removing the manifold nuts where it attaches to the front of the block, and I also chose to remove the two bolts at this exhaust flange right here and keep this connection together. So with all that loose, just carefully remove the manifold with the carburetor attached, and I might even be able to salvage the gasket. Next I'll get the spark plug tube out of the way. I've already disconnected the wires from the magneto and from the spark plugs. There's a single screw with a bracket down here that I've already disconnected. I just need to finish removing this bolt from the front of the cylinder head, and we can get the spark plugs in the tube right out of the way. Now the top water outlet will come off. There's 3 bolts on the bottom on this one, and there's 2 bolts at the flange up here. Some of these RD6s will have this pipe coming down right here, and the spark plugs will be farther out. Either way, it's about the same. So finish getting this last bolt out, and you want to be really careful when you separate the gasket up here, because there we go, this gasket is all one piece that goes underneath the intake and exhaust and seals this into this pipe, so you want to try and avoid damaging that if at all possible. This next step now is something I like to do. Take this top lever and engage the starting pinion latches like that, so that shortens the whole assembly. It's going to make it a lot easier to pull this out. And now that the starting pinion is engaged, we can disconnect the linkage from the lever. Working down low at the front of the starting engine now, there are 2 nuts and studs that hold the crank rod adapter to the bottom of the engine. Remove both of those, and then I will need to disengage it from the engine and slide it forward out of the way. And finally, I'm going to have to remove this lower coolant pipe, not because it's attached to the starting engine, but because it blocks 2 of the bolts up in here that hold the starting engine to the diesel block. So there's 3 flange connections on this one. One right here where it goes into the lower radiator, one right here where it attaches to that pipe that goes to the top of the radiator, and then a 2-bolt flange up in here. It's going to be hard to see, I know, but it bolts right to the base of the water pump up in here. So I've got all the bolts out except for this last one here, and again, employ a catch pan down here because you're going to get a little bit of residual coolant coming out the bottom of the radiator. So let's see if I can do all this with one hand without dropping anything. Final bolt out, and there's that pipe right out of the way. So I did some work off camera. I got the lifting bracket put on. I made this bracket a little while ago and I did a YouTube video about it. Let's see here, I think I stamped the date, 2010. Wow, it's been that long ago already. But anyway, I made this bracket. I've got a YouTube video on it. You can look way back in the archives and check it out if you want. But what I like about this is it maintains a good balance point for the starting engine with the clutch on, and it even holds it kind of hanging canted at the angle that it is installed on the diesel block with. So that does definitely make life a lot easier, because when I break this seal, I know how it's going to hang. I know it's not going to flop or come out unexpectedly. And I'm going to leave the magneto on. If this was not a wide gauge machine and I didn't have all this room, I'd take that off to protect it. If I also wasn't using a lifting bracket where I knew how this was going to act when it came free, I'd also take that off to protect it. You don't want it to come out here, hit the track, or bang into something and break it, because you'd have a very bad day. And I've got most of the bolts out that hold this entire assembly to the diesel engine block. There's 13 of them total. We got one right here, number 2. Number 3 is still in for now. Come down here, 4, 5, 6 up here, 7, number 8 is still in, 9, 10, 11, and then you might not be able to see, but 12 and 13 are back up in here. So 2 bolts left holding this in. I'm going to get the tractor, we'll get a chain hoist run down off the loader to this clevis right here, get some tension on, I'll pop those last 2 bolts out, and we'll get this thing free. So that's the entire process for removing a starting engine from a Caterpillar RD6 tractor. And guys, I was going to mention earlier on in the video, but I forgot, the earlier Diesel 35 and Diesel 40 models, forerunners to this, are very, very, very similar. So these steps, or this process, should pretty much transfer over to those as well. And when you remember that I said I engaged the pinion to shorten it, that's this piece here. So you can see if I release it, it adds just that much more length to the whole deal. And you can see it was kind of tight getting it out of here anyway. There's not a lot of room between the bell housing hole and the water pump here. So shortening that up by engaging it really does make the job easier. And you can hear, hopefully, how rough that bearing is back here. It's really, really bad. So I'm going to get this in the shop. I'll get this whole clutch off, and stay tuned. Look for that video next. I'll get this apart, show you all the guts, how it works, how to take it apart, how to put it back together, and we'll get a new bearing put in. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you back again.